It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter we had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Need guidance on life, auto, or homeowners insurance? Contact Kate Woolman State Farm for all your insurance needs. Rates can be more affordable than you think, and protecting what matters most to you is important. Call Ben at 719-539-6265 and he'll set you up with what you need. That's 719-539-6265.
Good morning. Good morning, Teflessa. How are you?
Better, I'll admit. I'm all stiff and still a bit groggy, but Beatty's who I'm worried about at this point. He seems to be having
Medicine check.
Go for it. Give me a medicine check.
I know nothing. 5.
You're right, you know nothing, but it is still very apparent and visible that her potion's not worn off by your sight. Her skin is still tight and closely pulled together.
Given my age, would I have knowledge of gene warriors and, possible fixes for that kind of scenario?
No.
Okay,
You would have knowledge that gene warriors have problems like this, but you would not have any knowledge of fixes.
Cool. Okay, then. Well, that was eventful yesterday. As I recall, Ultian, we were working on something up on the mountain. Is that fixed? Is that done?
I believe he said he's still sick. Oh, never mind.
I'm just suddenly in the room.
Just walking in right as he asks the question.
Chaos.
What were you working on the mountain? Or was it just the people who were here to kill us?
There's some project up with Piggle and the other one.
Higgle to Piggle?
The main project at that time were the weapons we used against them. Still working on the vehicle.
Gotcha. Well, maybe we should talk to Julian about that gladiator show thing coming up.
Seems good as plan as any.
Yeah, very good. To Julian.
First to get a piece of toast.
Ah, toast. I do like toast. Lead the way to toast, if you would.
You can smell fresh baked goods wafting through the guild halls as it is around breakfast time. So the bakery from Taste My Buns should have delivered their goods for the morning.
Are our friends from the very beginning, are they still the chefs?
Yes, they are.
Ah, wonderful. Teffy will help herself to the kitchens and rummage around for jam. Specifically of like a berry variety.
They... okay, yeah, you wandered down and... Teflessa, hello, it's been a while. I was not aware that you were in town. You'll be sure to make extra portions. He starts preparing some extra things.
We just got back. I'm just looking for some jam, for some toast.
Oh, yes, of course. Absolutely. Berry variety?
Yes, yes. Like a red berry, like a currant maybe.
Yes, of course. We have that. Definitely. Find a seat and we'll have some meals out to you in no time.
All right. Teffy's gonna like rub her eyes and then just go take a seat out while she waits.
There's a level of concern on his face, more so than usual. I can't remember this guy's name right now.
His name is Zormat. I was just
Zormat.
pulling up my notes.
Thank you. Zormat.
His name is Zormat. Oh wait, no, sorry. His name is Handel.
Handel.
And her name is Zormat.
Handel. That's right.
Handel
Thank
and
you.
Handel and Mozart.
Yes, yes. Handel and Mozart, because that is actually how I named them. I was listening to some Mozart during the time. Excellent. But finding a bench, getting some breakfast, a meal is brought out to you. Big piles of plates, pancakes, other little bits as well. It appears that you're one of the few guild groups that's actually here. You do get a glimpse of the ones, Waldo and Wally, but very quickly forget that they're over there in the corner. I believe they're called the Clydes. Let me scroll down in my document.
Bonnie and
Willis,
Clyde
Bonsons.
Bonson.
Yeah, the Bonsons are here as well. However, the blind mice and the pals are gone for a moment. And you know that Doctor is away and Silence is missing and Whisper's looking for them. After a while, closer towards the end of your meal though, Julian does appear with that individual that you asked a few questions of inside the room. The man...
Good morning, Fred.
None of them shift or even look. Like, he doesn't even react to you saying that. But Julian gives you a quizzical look. And... Fred?
Fred, our not-so-friendly new friend.
Oh. Ah, that's a new one. Fred. He pulls out a piece of paper from his cloak and actually writes it down. Yes, I was just seeing your assailant out. It's mercenary laws, unfortunately. Can't question him for very much longer. He's got this clearly an elven-kind cloak on. Makes him
Fred?
harder to see. Fred does, yeah. And he had one of those rifles, very intricately made one. It kind of reminds you of the one that Gwyn had at the very beginning of her rifle.
So not like Scowl's rifle then?
Not like that one, yeah. This one is pristine and gorgeous. And the metal to it, it's got a blue hue to it. Like, it almost looks as though it's a standardized steel of some kind. But then you catch just a blue wave of tint to the metal in certain lights. Well, it's truly an honor hunting you. Tell your friend I'm sorry for shooting him in the neck. You did well. Good job surviving.
Thanks, Fred. Would you like a bun?
Actually, those do smell pretty good.
I'm gonna toss one to him.
Catches it deftly.
Enjoy.
Teffy would like to talk to Fred. Teffy will get up.
This is good. Oh, you're
Can
tall
she
one.
tell... Huh?
You're taller than him.
Oh, okay. Can she tell if his weapon is fancier than Scowl's rifle that she still has?
Give me an investigation check. It in fact is fancier. For what looks to be more precise manufacturing means. Scowl's rifle is more bits and bobs. You can tell that not everything belonged inside it at some point. It's got different screws or different facets and different bits on it. This one looks like everything was designed and made specifically to be this one piece. It's pristine in every condition. and would probably pack a bigger wallop. Especially with the size of the barrel at the front being bigger.
Interesting. That's an interesting piece you've got there. Whereabouts did he get it?
Found it.
Whereabouts?
Oh, you actually expect me to answer that question?
Yes.
No.
Interesting. I was just wondering what I was supposed to do with this weapon. She gestures to Skull's rifle slung over her back. I was wondering if there was some sort of trade show.
He holds out his bun.
She takes the bun.
And then holds out his empty hand for the rifle.
She hands him the rifle.
There is a clear difference between the two. This one's the pieces were stolen. Mine was just stolen. Ah, taps the metal. That's what's wrong with this one. You don't know the right metal. It's good make, though. I mean, it should withstand the caliber inside of it, but there's like a decent chance it'll just break. Do you make the ammunition yourself, or do you buy them from someone?
I'll buy him from someone. Specialist.
Specialist. I'd love to meet what kind of specialist knows how to make this ammunition.
What's it to you?
More efficient. My bullet was supposed to go off on 9 packed. It wasn't supposed to have a delay to it.
If you stick around, maybe we can have a further discussion.
Give me a persuasion check.
$13.
13? Hands you back the rifle, takes his bun back. I don't think I want to stick around, but if you're ever looking for me, head up to... crap, I can't remember the location of it. Trade Center, up in the rivers, just north of here. I'm, retired just outside of it.
Is there any sort of a name that we can use to try and find you?
Yeah. Tell the dockmaster you're looking for Fred.
All right then. Teffy makes these notes.
He yawns again. Julian, thanks for not killing me. I would say the same to you, but you gave it your best shot. Clearly I didn't. Have fun. Oh. He walks out of the room, out of the building itself. He is peculiar. How are you all faring? No BT?
He's still unconscious downstairs.
Teffy, are you alright?
Been better, but I'll live. She shifts uncomfortably, trying to adjust her scapula.
Have you... He looks at you other two. You can tell he's got the question on his mind of, have you asked her about how she looks yet?
Altin has somehow acquired a can of beans and is in the middle of
eating it.
opening it and peeling it open and just taking a spoon. Eating it. And not baked beans either. He's a psycho. It's just regular old pinto beans.
Tasty.
Teffy looks great. Great as ever, as far as I can tell. A little tired from the battle, I'm sure.
Of course. That may be it.
Teffy starts just kind of looking at her own arms to see if she can figure out what Julian's talking about. Does she notice that her own little fissures have closed a bit?
You do.
Oh. She pokes it. Is the texture any different?
It's rubbery. And when you push in and pull out and touching the texture of your hand, when you pull away, you can still feel the indentation of your finger on your skin.
Well, that's probably not good. But, we have more pressing issues at the moment. We need to get BT up and at 'em.
Well, you are all part of his group. I will be more educated in how to do that. Your display last night left the other guildmaster in awe. If you have a chance today, she would like to speak with you. I need to take care of a few things, such as the dome outside, and speak with the mayor. I trust you all to handle your business as you do. Are there any pressing?
Well, that's kind of you, Julian. I do appreciate your confidence.
At this point, he peels his eyes away from looking between primarily Teffy and Ultian and looks down at Schnorsbuten. Yes, and you as well.
In between mouthfuls of beans, I'm gonna say,
Bad man.
Do we know what sorts of games are going to be held at this tournament yet?
Oh, yeah, great question.
Not a tournament, it's a guild. Well, actually, I suppose it could be seen as a tournament. No, you're right, actually, it is for a lot of fame. Yes, I'll go along with this terminology, I like it. Not yet. A lot of it is going to be primarily what they would call the Monarch of the Hill, keeping a zone under our control for a certain amount of time. They will need to assault the guild after they acquire all locations, so that is our fallback, like the retreat location. Of course, there will be time in between for us to get reset in our retreat, and there are zones we will not be able to go in at all, like the residential locations. If you are found there and engage in some kind of combat, it is seen as proper etiquette to stay within sight and move to a fighting spot. Most of it will be fighting each other. The aspect of doing it as a game was removed a few decades ago. Unfortunately, actually, by my hands. I presented
That is
them
unfortunate.
a capability. Yes. No one will die, thankfully. We've seen to that being impossible for a certain mile radius. Everything here will only be taking place in Central Pallius.
And when does it start? Should we leave and go do some work and come back, or should we stick around and prepare?
You'll have roughly 2 lines if you can get something done within that time frame. Absolutely. I would encourage you to speak with the guildmaster, the other one first, before you do, as that may change a few things of how things are going down. You might find more success in convincing her in some things than I have.
Oh, well, very good. Where's the best way to find this individual?
Down at the inn, actually. They have rooms down there. Oh, and I have instructed the employees there as well to leave a package for you. This package, of course, will be the goods of the destined people who you very ceremoniously killed yesterday.
Speaking of, what do you know about these? And she'll pull out a handful of gold rings.
He gives him a... He furrows his brow for a moment and looks down at them. If I may, he reaches down to pick up the intricate one that was on Miretta. There's a flash of light around his eyes. Ah. These are something you should never put on, and you should give to an arcanist to have destroyed as soon as you can. They are rings of binding. They will bind you to the person who is wearing this one. While worn in this way, your vitality is shared in between everyone, and the one wearing the commanding ring can choose to take your vitality if they desire. Doing so would be the death of someone else who is wearing a different one. I definitely do not recommend putting them on, because if you do, you cannot take them off.
All right, that ties in. Who do you recommend that I give them to then? Can you do the disposal?
If I was
I think you just give them to me, Teffy. I'm sure our friend down at the shop would like them.
Julie just said no.
Do not give him the rings.
What's this about, guys?
If it's all the same to you, Snoz, you've been acting a little chaotic lately, so I'm not particularly inclined to give these to you.
After all of our travels together?
Yes.
I believe that is a point.
Oh. Okay.
I feel like I just got the Baldur's Gate pop-up. Snozboob disapproves of this.
So very sad. Okay then. Well, that's how it is. I guess. Let me know what we're doing.
Well, as soon as Snozboop is done pouting, we will go speak to the other guildmaster. And then Tafasa, you will go speak with someone about what's happening. Can't do anything.
Alan would be the best one to speak to about these items.
That's what I was saying.
Well, yes. I mean, her general appearance. We're not going to get anything done if she's not well.
Oh, Alan would be good for that as well, actually. I'm not familiar enough with Gene Warrior difficulties, but I believe you're having some, Teflessa.
Is to be.
Well, I will leave you to your business. I need to go see the mayor.
Snozboop, stay within my line of sight today, yes?
Is there problems?
As soon as we can.
There will be, if necessary.
Very good. Well, lead the way to the inn.
Heading down to the inn. A very cold, cold morning. Everything's frozen over. There's a nice layer of frost over the stones as the sun hasn't... Actually, no, never mind. There is no eastern peak anymore. So the sun has actually hit everything already. It's just when it sets to the west that it doesn't. You could feel some of the rays shining onto your face as you start heading down the southern mountain towards central Pallius to where the Top Shelf Inn is. It is the morning time, so let me remind myself what shift we have. Oh, wrong document. Problem of having so many notes, everyone. Speak amongst yourselves as you're walking down the mountain. Save me.
Guys, you really think I'm not trustworthy anymore?
Thank you.
No. I watched you shove soap into the opening of a fountain,
Yeah?
and you did it in such a way that it appeared as if you are addicted to doing stuff like that. Like you needed a fix.
No,
I've seen drug
no.
addicts into dregs less needy than you were in that moment.
He just doesn't understand.
You don't even understand. That's not the case. It's just like sometimes you need to eat food.
We're just
That's-
concerned about you is all, considering that Julian just warned us that these rings would result in someone's death, usually the wearer's death, given the odds
You
of
know I'm
anyone's death.
opposed to death and violence, Teflessa.
Yeah, but we're also concerned that you might have put one of the rings on, and then that could have resulted in your own death. So we're just gonna not have the risky one hold on to these items for the time being.
Okay. But when we get there, I still get to talk to old Alan and sell him the rings, try to finagle the best price.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But you don't get to touch them at all.
Okay, fair enough.
You can do the bartering.
Okay. Alan's place is before the inn. Would you like to hit that place up first? Or would you like to go to the inn?
Might as well be efficient.
Might as well.
Well then. Hitting up Trade Your Life, you approach the storefront. The lights are on, the open sign's flipped. You try the door handle and it's unlocked. You don't see Alan though.
Will I go in? Maybe he'll appear.
It smells a bit musky. Almost as if the regular incense that's always been burning inside this place hasn't been burnt for a while. There's still no sign of Alan.
Are there any back doors or curtains?
Investigation!
Roll me an investigation. There's a back door behind the counter.
I'm gonna go open that door.
I'm gonna investigation also.
16.
Okay. 16. Things look untouched, undisturbed. 19. Same for you, untouched and undisturbed. Until Schnorsboop opens the back door, we see there's what was in the back, and you've seen once before, a shelving unit that is usually standing up against the wall is now pulled onto the ground. And there's shattered glass in places. And the
So I was
cabinet
gonna
seems to
rush
be
in and
broken.
look for his buddy Alan.
There is no one around.
Hmm.
There's even further disturbance in the back here, though. Where would be normally a alchemy table, there's now everything on it has been pushed aside, almost as though someone was thrown into it. The goods and the glass beakers, normally on top of the table, have been shoved back and broken against the wall. A spice rack that's usually on the wall has also been pulled down. It's a mess. Like someone's tossed this entire location.
Guys, we got a problem. It's not so we'll start investigating, see if we can find any clues as to where his friend Alan went.
Same.
Also same.
Also same, okay. We'll do a group investigation then. All of you give me investigation checks.
Things are not going well.
19.
Natty 1 for a 6.
11.
11. Schnozzboop, it might be the fact that you can now hear your heartbeat in your ears, looking around and gathering what might have happened in this location, but you're more in shock than anything. Can't really find yourself able to investigate properly. An 11 is enough to tell that there was definitely a struggle in here. When you go Ultian's high enough to see the small traces of blood that have been splattered across bits of the room.
Okay. I keep looking. Keep looking for evidence.
Taking some time to look around, you will find enough that there's dragging tracks to a part of the room, but they suddenly stop. It's as though someone picked something up or took something heavy and was dragging it across the ground, but they stop in more of a crescent line. Just the middle of the ground randomly.
Is it
Okay.
in front of a wall or anything?
This center location would have been the only 10-foot circular area that's clear of any debris.
Big was that circle that Julian made earlier to teleport us?
And
I'm
really
gonna
point this
get-
out because Snozzboops was straight blind.
I'm gonna get real close. Is it like wood or stone flooring?
This would be stone flooring.
Hey, I get this little pocket flashlight out and I get real close. And I'm looking for paint or some remnants of something else that was used to put runes and or sigils.
What kind of stone flooring?
It's stone flooring.
What pattern to the stones? What type of
I have
stone?
What
no
pattern?
idea, because I am not educated in stones like you are in that way. Imagine a medieval castle, whatever those stones are made of. Probably stones quarried from the very mountain you all just came off of the night prior.
Once the Ultian starts looking at things, and I obviously get a sense at this time what's going on, I'm going to try to arcane check the area.
Okay, give me an arcana. And what was your investigation there, Ultian?
23.
23? Ooh, that's good. Okay, and what was your arcana, Schnozzboop?
10.
10.
I am going to do an arcana check also.
Okay, give me an arcana check also.
That is the wrong die, first of all.
Yeah, don't
There
roll
we go.
d12.
18.
18, alright. The two of you, Schnozzboop, there's a little uncertainty about any potential arcana. You're drawing the conclusions, like a right path for concluding that maybe there's a teleportation that happened here. And Teffy hopping in and taking a look around, as well as with the fact that Ultian's not finding any trace or track of any kind of chalk or markings, paint, anything to cast a spell like that here. There is something you've heard of, though, Ultian, that would take up a space like this. Though what your thought of it is entirely up to you, but the thought of a portable hole does come into mind. It would need a flat space like this, and it wouldn't leave any arcane residue like your friends are mentioning. There's no arcane nature left behind.
Okay. I'm going to stand up, not saying anything at the moment, and I'm going to look around
Classic.
for anything else that might have been taken, like shelves where there's like dust and then clearly an outline of something that, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
looking for stuff like that.
Absolutely. You eventually do find nothing else was taken. It is barren. I say barren. It's filled with all of his normal stuff that he would be selling. It's set up as though he was open for shop. You do find his little lockbox, chest box that he pulls those real fancy nice things out of and puts the money in at the end. It's still there.
I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay. Do you have thieves' tools?
I have a burglary kit. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
What do I need to roll on this?
You're going to be rolling your dex.
Sleight of hand.
It's sleight of hand, yeah. It's sleight of hand.
I don't think I've rolled
Fact,
above
kids.
5 yet today.
While
13.
we're rolling, the TSA will not confiscate lockpicks if it's in your carry-on luggage. Just a fun fact.
I've actually experienced that. I've traveled with mine.
Me too. I
across
keep them
the
in my
state.
wallet.
Yeah. I keep they're constantly always in my bag. Well, that is a fun fact, and I can attest that it's true, because I haven't had mine confiscated either. Well, with a 13, unfortunately, Owie is indeed what's about to happen. You take 15 points of lightning damage as electricity courses from the lock straight through your body, which is halved, I believe, for your mask, because of your attunement.
It's the only thing I've resisted to.
So you've got 7 points, then, of lightning damage as it courses up. And the pick that you put in there, when you go back to pull it out, it doesn't come out.
What if I pull really hard?
Doesn't budge. It won't even wiggle side to side.
Oh, interesting. Well, that hurt. I don't think this is my day, guys. Did we find anything?
I'm going to take a look at the lock that he just got that thing stuck in, and I'm going to see if I can get it unstuck.
I
Not with
will
brute force, but with...
go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Of course I get a nat 20 on that one. Okay, 31. Of all the things to get a nat 20 on.
This is thoroughly locked. There is no way to get this lock pit even out. There is some kind of very powerful and strong arcane lock put on this box. And now that Schnozzboop has failed the first time to unlock it, it is permanently locked until something is done to unlock it.
Effie is going to see if she can have that telepathic chit-chat with her elemental guy.
Oh, fear?
Fear.
Okay.
Yeah. She's going to, like, reach out through the force, or whatever you want to term it, and see if she can make that connection. And she's going to say, have you encountered any of your siblings who are Lionin or Tabaxi with hands on the opposite arm?
Siblings? No. You're talking about a demon. They're called Rakshasa. They come at the end of every cycle.
No. The demons
Alan's a
we've
demon.
encountered have had, like, tentacle beardy faces?
That's a bearded devil. Very different thing. Technically the same thing, though. But different kind. Almost like you are a Ganassi, and Ultian is a human.
So they come from the same alternate dimension-y place?
Alternate? No. It's not alternate. It's just another place.
So this rock shasser? Can I get the spelling of it either way?
Eventually. I don't even know how to spell it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So they come from the same place as the bearded devils, but we're looking for one in particular. He's been a shopkeeper here, and it seems that he's been taken away in a scuffle.
Oh, that's
What can you tell us about them?
Conniving things. Capable. They can shape change. Look like basically anything they want to.
Then how do you know that I'm talking about a Rakshasa? Is it because the hands are opposites?
Backwards hands, yes. It's a notation of them. They all have it. I'm surprised you even saw one in its true form. Usually they don't like walking around in the open like that.
In case you're wondering, it's spelled Rakshasa.
Wow, that's very straightforward.
Wait, this is like a canon D&D thing, not a made-up thing?
This is a canon D&D thing, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a made-up thing.
No.
Okay, can I get that spelling again?
Rakshasa.
That is far too straightforward. Okay, interesting.
That's how you know it wasn't made by me.
Teffy will relay this information. She will first thank Fear for his insight.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you chiming in like this. Very helpful to know.
A very helpful person. All you have to do is ask.
I have found that to be the case, yes. Now Teffy will relay the Rakshasa information to the rest of the hand who are present. Where is Yoshinda during all this, by the way? Should we assume he's just staying at the guild?
Yeah.
Okay.
Staying at the guild. Probably stayed behind to talk to some of the guild members.
Okay. She will relay this to Ultian and Snozboob. And we'll see what we think. We will speculate wildly. So, Alan turns out to be from the same place as those beardy guys, the tentacle-bearded ones. Could that have anything to do with his disappearance, do we think? Do you think the bearded ones might have taken him away?
Possible.
Or,
There's not enough evidence.
since I was told that they were capable, do you think he could have taken himself away? Do you think he has a way to hide in case...
Hidey-ho?
Yeah?
Possible.
Interesting. What shop is, like, next door to Trade Your Life? I've forgotten.
I think it's the warehouse. The general store? Or is that one floor down? No, it's Beryl and Berry that's next to the general store. Trade Your Life is by itself. Pibbles. Pibbles Nibbles is next to it, and Pibbles not actually in shop. He's up on the top of the mountain.
From the amount of dust, can we tell when Alan left?
You've done a number of investigation checks. I would probably put this one more under survival than anything. So give me a survival. I'm going to lower the DC check for how much you've done investigating in here, though.
16.
16? It's easily been a few days. Probably... Actually, no, I'll make it a bit more precise. It's been a few lines.
Has it been a full Luna?
Not yet.
Or if they took them, they used a portable hole.
A portable
that?
hole? That... You think they put him in a portable hole and then took the hole somewhere?
I think so.
What do you mean a portable hole? How do you take a hole? You take a shovel to make a hole.
It's a magic item. Throw it on the ground. You need a flat surface about the size of this clearing here. A hole opens up. You throw whatever you want in it. And then you pick the object back up.
Although I do think most portable holes, an individual could not last very long inside one.
He's not a human or a mortal, as
That's
Teffy
an
just
excellent
said.
point. That's an excellent point.
So it's like a larger bag of holding then.
Yeah, you could say that.
Interesting.
By the way, he's been gone for nearly a month, and nobody else has noticed.
I'm sorry, he's been gone for what?
A lunar.
You interact with Pibble in more detail than the rest of us do. Do you reckon he comes back down to his shop particularly often? Or is he up with his brother?
If it was nearly a lunar ago, he maybe was in the shop. I can go speak with him.
I think that would be a good course of action. I'm concerned.
Who wants to let Julian know?
I don't have the stone thingy.
Oh, I do. I will use the stone, the sending stone, and say, Alan seemingly has been taken, likely at least a couple of lines ago. Ultium believes he was put in a portable hole. Just an FYI.
I should be getting used to reports like this from you all. That's strange. See what you can find out, and let me know.
Will do, boss. He says, let him know what we find out. Which doesn't sound like we're going to find out anything here additionally, unless you found something out. Seems like it'd be tough to track down a portable hole.
I'm going to take a look at the potions and tinctures and whatnots that Alan has lying around, see if any of them have descriptions that could apply to her current rubber skin situation.
Okay. It looks like a lot of his potion-making stuff was in the middle of the works of restocking and replenishing. Some of the shelves that were thrown down in this storage area back here housed a lot of them. There are... let's roll something. Let's see how many. You know what, actually? Why don't you roll a d4?
D4?
A d4.
The Pyramid Boys.
Pyramid
Where are you?
boy.
There's a Pyramid Boy. That's a 2.
2. You find 2 potions that are still intact. One of them that has what looks to be a feather that's just held in the middle of a translucent liquid. And no matter how much you jostle the bottle around, that feather stays there in the middle, never touching the sides. Moves a little bit, but it never touches the sides. And the other one appears to be a brownish liquid. There might be some pieces of leaves put in there. A couple of pieces of bark, maybe.
Are there labels and or price tags on these things?
No labels or price tags. And you get the sense that, well, having done business with Arn before in the past, you know all of his documentation stuff would be inside the chest that Schnozzboop's unfortunately locked up.
Then Teffy will leave them where they are. If they had price tags, she was going to take the appropriate amount of gold and leave it on the counter with a note, but nah, she's not going to risk
Aw.
it. She does have some standards. She's down to, like, do a little bit of murder and
But
blow up
not
a
a little
government
bit of
building.
stealing.
But just, you know, from one of her friends, well, from one of her known / semi-trusted shopkeeps, nah, she's not going to steal.
How terribly nice of Teffy. I feel inspired to give everyone inspiration just because of that kindness.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Teffy's going to kind of look around to the fellas and then nod in the direction of the door and start going that way. Exiting the building.
Schnozzboop follows.
Same. Should we go speak with that lady first, or keep investigating this?
Let's speak with the lady.
The lady? Before we head down to you all heading to the Top Shelf Inn, bless you. Right, let's see
Thank
the
you.
sneezing. There we go. BT, are you still staying unconscious inside the transmutation circle, or not transmutation, teleportation circle?
I have 1 HP. I really don't feel like going out and exploring the world in a place where everybody wants to kill us.
That's a fair sentiment. I don't blame you.
I actually, though, do I understand it? Do I know enough arcane to understand that this is a teleportation circle?
You would know the uses of it, yeah. You would understand enough of it.
Okay, so sitting here probably is not the best idea either, so let's move. Let's get up and move. Let's go to Julian's office.
Julian's office, heading that direction. The door is there, and when you try it, the door does open. And you can actually head into Julian's office.
I like to imagine you using your mouth to grab onto the handle and turn it.
Actually, I just look through the keyhole and then I blink to the other side.
It's as you see it most of the time. There is, when you enter in, a holographic that pops up. Like, if you have found yourself in here without me, then congratulations. You are part of my trusted. Feel free to look around the documents. Please leave everything where you find it, and don't steal anything. And then it pops away.
Rude?
Rude? Oh, rude. But I'm just gonna find a dark corner because I figured this is a pretty safe room. And I'll just rest. I won't shut down completely, but I'll just rest. I'm not going to do anything with 1 HP. I'll just keep a listen to the communication system as to what the rest of the group's doing.
Okay. As you begin resting, you'll hear inside your head, "That was dangerous, what you've done. You could have destroyed yourself."
But I saved so many.
Why do you struggle, though? Why save those souls if it's just going to start again?
I don't know the cycle.
No, you don't.
So why not? It may be the last time. It may be.
I find your design encouraging. You had my power at your will, and yet you still refuse to destroy. I was hesitant with my bonding with you. I'm not sure if I am anymore. Be contemplative. That's a word, officially.
We're just inventing words today.
We are, absolutely. Contemplative, there we go. Contemplative? It rolls off the tongue nicely, but I know it's not actually English. They will contemplate. You will feel that inside the mind as they are thinking and doing what they can to help your system out of a shock that it finds itself in. Which is surprisingly very little, seeing as they are the ones that help to do it. What you will understand, though, is that despite the fact that they have the desire to help you behind it, they're missing something to actually assist. They have the power and the capabilities, you know this, you felt that power. You've used that raw power. But for them, something is stopping them. Like there's a second half of the deed that needs to be done in order for you to be rendered whole again by their will. But they are incapable of it.
Does it feel like this is the same missing link or whatever that makes it so that no primordial can touch me?
No. Good question. It feels different. And I'm not sure if I have a way to explain how it feels different, but it still feels primordial. Kind of like you've been given half the puzzle, and you've solved that half the puzzle, only to realize that the other half of it, you were never given the pieces for that. Yeah, terribly frustrating, isn't it, Peter? Just see you shaking your head there.
Okay, we'll think about that.
Yeah. In a nice, safe, secure location of Julian's room, because you're right, that is easily the most secure spot in Pallius in general right now. See, Peter's got their standard Bologna delivered.
Also known as mac and cheese with
delicious.
tuna.
No.
Ooh, even tastier. I kind of want that now.
Yeah.
We'll move back around to the other three as they are heading to the Top Shelf Inn. A place you haven't been for a very long time. I need to remind myself of the guy's name again. I've forgotten it. There it is. You pop open the door, and inside is a rowdy group. Rowdy in a strangely polite way. They're wearing general, like, wraps of clothes that are just kind of thrown over. Kind of like, think more of a... They're desert folk. They're from the desert. You can tell. Their clothes resemble that. One of them, though, is a very beautiful, well-dressed, incredibly elegant, elderly female furbolg. She wears a few earrings that are tied together through long chains on either ear. There are several piercings all along her eyebrows and inside her nose, and she has a very vibrant and bright blue eyes and incredibly pink hair. Furbolgs, if you're not too familiar with them, they have kind of buttoned up noses. I would generally say go ahead and take a look. Give them a good research to what they look like, so you have a better idea of it.
Bolgs?
FU, I believe, instead of FI for spelling.
You mean FI instead of FU?
You're right, yes, FI.
Okay.
I think it's Bolg. Oh, fine. How do you spell that? Furbolg.
It's FURBOLG.
Oh, wait. FIRBOLG. Right?
The internet thinks it's a U.
Oh, the internet's weird. Kind of like a semi-mix between cow and troll, but upright humanoid. Like grey skin tones, pointed out ears, generally taller and bigger. Like she is probably, when she stands up, you're guessing maybe around 6'8", 6'9" in height. She's wearing very elegant robes, very richly ordained. There's gems even embedded inside several parts of it. The thread embroidery is probably genuine gold thread embroidery that's just woven all throughout this robe. Or embroidered, I don't know the exact terminologies to it. I just throw words and hope they're right when it comes to knitting and sewing and all that stuff. But as you enter in, her eyes gradually take a look over, and there's a smile that comes across. And she continues paying attention to everyone else around the table, though. Behind the counter, an elderly orc fellow looks up and, hello, and I haven't seen any of you for a while. Welcome in. Will you be having breakfast with us, or are you here on business?
Already had breakfast, thanks so much.
Good.
Maybe something to wet the whistle would be appreciated, though.
Very good. I'll pour out some ales for you.
Thanks so much.
Teffy checks her watch and then raises an eyebrow at Snozboo. Also, she has a watch now, I've decided.
Sure. We're in a time frame where things like that will definitely be real, but hard to get. Let's say you got it for your birthday once, a special gift from your parents.
That's actually how I got my real watch, so it lines up perfectly.
Hey, nice. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I'll slowly approach the Furbog individual.
All the people in here are wearing, and some place inside their outfits, a crest that has a what looks to be a pieced together stained glass window in the background, and in the center of it is a jade stone that's been carved out to be the shape of a hummingbird. As you get up to her, you can see that the embroidery along her robes and her clothes is all of the same kind of fashion. Different colorizations and different patches here and there, but there's always an essence of a hummingbird's flying around, and they're always jade colored.
Well, hello. I'm Snozboop.
Hello, Snozboop. I'm Quelana.
Good to meet you, Quelan.
Offers out a massive hand. Q-U-I-L-A-N-A.
I'm gonna shake the hand. These are a couple of my friends, Altian and Teflessa, and we're understanding that you would enjoy a conversation with us.
Ah, the hand.
Just so.
She clicks her fingers twice, and all the people in the room stop talking, get up, and leave.
I would very much like to be speaking with you, But outside of the ears of these people,
She waves her hand again, and you've seen something like this appear. A semi-translucent ethereal door pops into existence.
please, after you.
I insist, after you.
That is not how this will work, Schnorsboop.
And she gestures towards the door again.
Puffy goes through the door.
Same.
All right, sure. I'll go in there.
She walks in after, closes it.
Oh, does it track?
It doesn't. As soon as, if you're keeping an eye on their signatures, as soon as they walk through this door, they vanish.
Yeah.